What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm feeding my inner fat kid right now. With one viewer. So I don't know what's going on right now. My co-host is late. I don't know what's going on with him. I guess he'll get here when he get here. Tune in whenever, you know. You know how it go. What the hell is that?
For 10 minutes.
What's good, man? How you doing today?
There.
I was wondering.
What's going on, Camden?
I said, man, my co-host is running a little late. I'm doing all right. How you been, man?
Yeah, my apologies, man. Just trying to, how I'm trying to make it right now. I got the broke leg. Just had my surgery,
Hey, man,
but everything was a blessing to get it done and out the way.
that's beautiful.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Kick your feet up and let's get ready to go on this roller coaster ride. Right now, we only got one viewer who's
Yes.
at a movie theater right now, so they really are unable to. What is it? I got 35 minutes left on the movie. Yeah, I guess they went to the movies or whatever. I don't know, but so I'm just waiting on some more people to come in because as you can see, it's just me and you right now, which is perfect because it gives me some time to get my fat man in because my food just got here and you know.
So I did forward this on my page, but I don't know if folks are able to see it live, or if it's uh just a general posting.
So one way to find out. Let me go back to your page because I did see the
Yeah,
you shared the link.
yeah, I can check that too. Let me
Please
see.
see. That's one thing we definitely can do. We can check it that way. Hey, top of the list right there. Okay, 21 minutes ago. Let's see what we got. Click, click.
You see it?
Yeah, no, so it actually just takes me to the link. Let's see.
Right, right. We need to be able to link the live what's happening right now so that viewers can see it and they might want to chime in. So
This is nice.
that's what I need to be able to do.
So what happens is it might be my fault because when I set it up, what I did was I enabled an external link. So when you click on it from the post, what happens is it says go to link, and it will click, and then it will pull you directly in. So they will actually be sitting in with us in the studio, not on screen, but they'll be sitting in, which is kind of cool because then they get to see. Well,
Yeah, if they want to be a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
That's what we want, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's saying online event, so
I'm liking it.
But still, I want to make it so that when I link it to my page, and people can see that it's happening right now live.
Right.
So that's what we need to do.
Let me check this because now I'm curious, is it on the YouTube? Let's see. What's it doing on YouTube? Let's see. It is definitely broadcasting from yeah, it's definitely broadcasting live from YouTube. It's definitely jumping from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do mean it's like
it's you said you said YouTube?
Yeah, it's real time on there. So like every time I say something, I had to mute it. Every time I say something, it's literally saying exactly what I'm saying in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is like there's no slight lag when you said okay. It was like I was actually looking at you. Yeah. I'm still working out the kinks, man. When it's going, yeah, man. Oh man. Good. All right, so we got 2 viewers. I'm not sure who it is. I'm still trying to figure this out. Drop something in the chat box. Say hi.
Hey, am I able to see chat on my end, or is that just on your side?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I can see Jamie when she comment. I can see her, but that's because she's sending. I think she's sending comments.
Yeah. I have my phone on mute. Just wanted to.
Is it private chat? No, it's not private chat.
You should be able to see it as well.
Oh, hold on. Share stream link. I got you.
There you go. There you go.
So, let me see. Hold on.
Try not to eat on camera. It's crazy because like the other day I had intended on doing this podcast, this actual topic. And I think I had like up to 13 people said that they were coming. That's not counting interested. You know what I'm saying? And I had to cancel. Yeah. I was like, uh-oh. You got a slight lag over there. Oh, lost him. So we can get him back out here in a second.
Okay, there it is.
So glad to have you back. So I think I figured out what's going on with this particular stream and why the numbers aren't popping in the way they were projected is because the external link. I went and checked it on the page itself, on the channel itself. So it's live broadcasting on the YouTube, but on the channel, you have to click on the link. Now, how many people have been deterred because remember the first time you tried to join, you had to create the little account, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people may not know about that, so that might have deterred a lot of people. So I might end up having to rebroadcast because I don't think people are very impatient nowadays. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah. So with that said, you know, I was experiencing that when I first tried to join the pod on my side, and I thought I had to create an account, which I did not. So
Okay.
Eventually we figured it out. So I was able to get on that first show with you.
Which was a
and
beautiful
we
thing.
are live. I'm looking at us right now on the tube. So
okay. Oh,
so that's cool.
Here they come. What's up with it, brother?
What's up, kinfolk?
I can't do. How you doing, cuz?
All right. How y'all doing?
Doing all right. Doing
What's
all
going
right.
on?
It's my
Hey,
cousin
what's up?
Antoine. Antoine, it's my brother Duke.
All right.
How you
what's
doing,
up?
Antoine? Go by the name Duke. Yeah.
Okay. What's up, man?
What you got for us today, man?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking y'all out. Y'all send the invite.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I love it. So, essentially, what I'm trying to do is get enough viewers in here before we actually get started. But I'd like to speak on this new fangled thing called toxic masculinity. Is it really fake? Of course, I have my take on it. Me personally, I feel like it's a no-go. Something that they've made up just to push in the emasculation process, watering down the modern day man. Well, not the modern day man period. So that's one of the things I like to speak on. I mentioned, like I said, I feel like it's not really. I feel like it's not real. I feel like it's not genuine. In part because I gotta fix this camera thing. In part because if you think about it, right, everything comes in pairs, right? Left hand, left foot, right foot, male, female. Going with normal context. So where's this? If we have toxic masculinity, where's the toxic femininity? So you're saying that being a man is wrong, essentially? You get what I'm saying? So like, it's something that needs to be addressed. What we got here? My camera is acting weird. All right, let me see if I can swing this real quick. It might be just a location. Yep. There it is. I'm not centered. Yeah, I think this. I think it's this. I think it's this link. Did you have a hard time getting in, Ant?
At first, I had to like reset my camera and go through all kind of tricks just to get it working right.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. This is this link issue because I keep seeing one person pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. Then I'll get two, pop in, pop out. So I can't necessarily, unless you pop in on camera or if you comment. I'm broadcasting from a third-party broadcaster, so I can see how many viewers I have. I can't see how many. I mean, who the viewer is because I'm not broadcasting from Facebook. I'm only broadcasting to Facebook.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, if Joe is sitting in the audience, unless he comments, I can't say, "All right, well, hey, Joe, what's happening? I see you over there." Yeah, that's not an option for me. Now, I don't know if you guys can see them, but I definitely can't.
Okay, now I can see both of you all, but I don't know who else is in there.
Right now, currently, it's just us, the three of us.
Okay, okay.
I have currently, all right, so right now, I have 3 on the panel. Ant, Duke, myself. I have 0 viewers. Like I said, somebody keeps popping in, popping out. Then 2 more shuffle in, they'll pop out, but I can't see who they are. So, like, if I was on Facebook, I'd be able to acknowledge, hey, what's going on, Joe? I see you. Da, da, da. I don't have that option right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't have that option. There we go.
I'm gonna check the Facebook.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to grow it, man. And
Yo, I'm about to hit some folks up right now and just tell them to chime in.
all right, will do. Thank you. I'm trying to get some more people to I'm trying to grow the channel, you know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of these podcasts, they talk on, and I'm not trying to bash anybody or anything, but they talk on like scripted issues or issues that pertain to their world, not ours. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much drink champs, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the entertainment industry. I don't have 50 Cent as a guest. You know what I'm saying? That's not reality in this moment. So like I'm trying to have something that's actually something that's real for us at this level. You know what I'm saying? We all got things that we go through. We all got things that we want to talk about. I mean, hell, you go on Facebook all damn day, you see somebody, oh, da 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 da. Well, okay, now here's your opportunity to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where I'm at with this. Again, being that I'm broadcasting from a third party broadcaster, I don't fall up under their community standards. So, at liberty to say whatever you want, however you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Just a suggestion. Have you ever thought about trying through YouTube?
I'm broadcasting to YouTube right now as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Because I, you know, like I said, I watch a lot of podcasts too, and it seemed like you would have more freedom if you went through YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube has a lot of exceptions. Verbally, they check you verbally. And check your content, your language, and all that stuff. So, if for example, I see nephew coming in, nephew Zay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Zay.
For example, you're not allowed to say words like the R word as it pertains to they're literally calling it like SA, as in.
Yeah,
sexual assault.
Right, I've heard that.
They're using terms like grape. They're literally having to camouflage their wording, and I think that whole idea sucks because that's another agenda of taking away from the truth and just to be straight up and honest about stuff. I mean, if you're talking about something, why would you need to candy coat a word?
Right.
So words like simp. They count how many times you say that word. I just said simp. So they're looking at that, and they're not even allowed to say that word. You know, is
okay? So like, and I don't understand it either because like the first time I saw that, I was watching some kind of sitcom or some kind of show, and this lady was talking about so and so, and my friend was a victim of R word. No, she said R word, and I was like
R word.
I said, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm sitting there trying to decipher it, and it literally took away from the context of what. Because now I'm focusing on trying to decipher it, and I'm missing half the story. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, well, so then I was like, all right, so but then I've seen it in text, I've seen it in verbal communication. Is this not violation of the First Amendment? I mean, let's
You
be
said
honest.
it.
Let's be honest about it. I mean, at some point, man, we allowed to say what we want to say. You know what I'm saying? Or we supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So are we facing a police state here?
That's what it's appearing to be. But here's the thing, though. People, unfortunately, are abiding by those rules, no matter how Orwellian it may be, because it messes with their monetary, their ability to be monetized.
Right.
So they have to play by the rules, Like I said, they're using words like grape and essay. They'll say essay, they'll say grape. If you say SIMP, you'll be going over to Rumble. Now Rumble,
huh?
Oh yes.
All right, you gotta explain this to me because I don't know nothing. Go ahead.
Rumble is the platform that everyone who's a strong advocate for free speech.
Okay.
Once they get their flag from YouTube,
right,
they come on over to Rumble. Rumble is a no holds barred, say what you want for real.
I need to
so Rumble is capitalizing off of the failures, if you will, of YouTube by trying to dictate how people speak freely, their mind and what's on their heart. Because imagine a world where we have to candy coat what every man and woman is actually thinking and therefore let come out their mouth. If you water that down, it's dangerous because now you don't know what really. It's better to let something come out their mouth than you know where they really stand, because honesty, is going to be spoken quite a bit.
100%.
It eliminates your ability to know who's who, on a real scale.
That too, and it also limits your ability to communicate. Period. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know how, it's a dirty game, because here's the thing, right? If I don't know how to speak, but open and honest and directly, and you can't receive that, then now I'm candy coating with everybody else. What if you're not articulate? Now you got a problem because you can't communicate at all. You see what I'm saying? I mean, then you become reclusive or not necessarily non-verbal, but you withdraw, because now it's like, okay, well, if you think about it, remember how like when we were in school, some of us didn't do so well with speeches, getting up in front of the class. Well, just say something, whatever comes. Everybody, in fact, just what we're doing here, everybody doesn't have the ability to do this. You see what I'm saying? Public speaking or whatever have you. If you can't communicate, what you need to say or be able to be yourself, then somewhere along the lines there's a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't subscribe. I can't do it. Rumble, here I come.
Hey, Cam, real quick. Did you want to go around the panel real quick and give a quick introduction on who everybody is? Or we got more people coming in, or it's going to be us four?
From what I see, I got 4. From what I'm gathering, the link is actually what's bringing everybody here. Which I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right on in.
Let me check it again.
The link brought you in?
Yeah.
Okay. See what I'm saying? And like, so everybody's powwowing apparently here versus excuse me, rather than on the channel.
But I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna be tuned in.
You're fine. You want me to take you off camera? I can. Well, you didn't have to. I mean, yeah, you can do it. I can do it either way.
Yeah. Me and Poodle about to make a run. I'm tuning in. I'm listening in.
All right, I got you.
And I'll communicate back to Enlight. You know.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Especially because it seemed like I'm the youngin' in the room.
It's all right. Hey, look, knowledge is in every suit. You feel me? But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is let me just hide him real quick. He's still there. That's beautiful. So like the youngin in the room. I remember those days. Oh, so you gonna make me the youngin? I just had to think about that. That was slick. That was real slick. Yeah. So real quick, you wanna start with the introductions, or you want me to set it off? How you want to do this?
Yeah, that would be good because for just for the sake of new viewers or whatever, or people who may not know,
Fantastic.
it's good to just give like a little quick introduction, you know.
All right, go ahead and start it off for me.
Yep. So I go by the name Duke. I'm out here in H-Town, and I am 51 years old, if that matters at all. But that'll give a somewhat of an idea of what type of potential knowledge I'll be bringing. Happily married, got children, and yeah, that's it. Pretty much what I don't mind sharing. That's it.
Beautiful. Thank you for having you. Myself, a lot of people see me on Facebook as Camden, right? So we'll go with that. Those who know me in the acting and music world, Sincere the Prodigal Son. Poet, father, dad, political activist. Basically, I had this idea as far as wanting to communicate with others and getting other people's perspective on things, and basically heightening awareness on social issues. And so I created this, and this is where we stand now. Sincere the Prodigal Son.
That is on me.
Yes, sir.
All right. My name is Antoine. That's my actual government name. I'm 52, so I got a year on Duke.
Oh boy.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Wow.
I am
And you still got black hair on the face.
I'm hip, man. You got me feeling like a baby.
no dye. Must be good genetics or something. No dye
Go
job.
ahead,
So
Antoine.
I want people talking about that.
I love you, all man.
I am I would say in a situational ship. That's the best way I could describe it.
I can dig.
New grandparents, so I'm getting used to that.
Mm.
And like I said, I'm on here to check y'all out, see how things go, and hopefully it gets bigger than what it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's the goal, definitely at hand.
For those who want to know, I know y'all see a little cowboy stuff, but I'm here in St. Louis.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say like this, right? We're gonna need you to be a repeat because we all about that cowboy nation up in here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm located in St.
sir.
Louis for anybody wondering.
I ain't even mad at you. Yeah, man. So let's kind of like go around the panel. You got one viewer, but one thing for sure, two things for certain. This stream is being recorded, so they can also tune in later, I guess, and catch it.
Right.
Let's go around and let's get on this toxicity, this masculine toxicity. Toxic masculinity, rather. I'm talking backwards now. What's y'all take on this? Where do you guys stand on it? What you guys think?
I'll start up. Okay.
I'll say flip the coin.
Me personally,
Okay.
I think it's based on just the way the world is functioning now.
Okay.
Everybody is so sensitive to the slightest thing. That's my biggest problem.
Yes.
Because it's to the point that you can say hello to a woman and she gonna take it as being toxic. And I'm like, when the hell did that start up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A simple hello. It's like, why are you talking to me? I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, relax, baby girl. All I said was hello. You know, so how does that make me toxic? And as y'all was saying before, just speaking your mind, somebody can perceive it as being toxic. And you just saying what's on your mind. You know, my biggest joke is like on Facebook, that little box that says what's on your mind. I had to edit myself because I know if I really say what I'm thinking,
Right.
all hell is gonna break loose. You know what I'm saying? So it's been times I had to censor myself and actually go back and read before I hit the post symbol or whatever and go, I'm walking that line. Let me bring it back a bit.
Man,
But
Facebook jail is real.
yeah, but I don't believe in being toxic. I find it funny when somebody actually just lets loose and say what's on their mind. I'm like, man, that's what I wanted to hear all day.
Guilty of that one all day long.
Right. So I admit I post some things and I have people that won't respond to the post, but they'll see me out in public and go, man, that was wild what you said. I'm like, bruh.
Speak freely, right?
If you know me, you know that was my normal conversation. How was that wild?
Exactly.
But I really can't describe what the hell toxic means. I have no definition of that.
You know what? It's crazy because I feel like they don't either. It's strange. Just like you can go and Google something, and then 3 months later, that very thing that you Googled is gone. It's the same thing with the dictionary. Excuse me. The words that we grew up to know for decades, and our grandparents and our great grandparents to know as the definition, have now been rewritten to fit this new criteria. This what's the word? Narcissist. When we grew up, a narcissist just simply meant overly vain, self-conceited. When did it become another issue of oh, well, because you don't agree with me, you're not? What is this? What again falls up under that hypersensitivity,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead.
I would argue that in this day and age, anybody could be a narcissist now, depending on how much attention you're giving yourself. Women right now is taking the lead right now with this TikTok and all that, and the selfies and the duck lips and all this, looking like, and got to get that bag type chick,
Yes,
I'm a boss babe. Those are, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. Those are the leading narcissists of our society today, or anyone, male or female, who gives themselves that much praise and attention. It's the most ridiculous time that we're in right now, that I would argue.
I feel it. I feel it. So I got a question for both of you. So this masculinity thing, right? It's said that toxic masculinity is something that's it's basically, if I'm understanding it correctly, it's overly macho, I guess, is what they're getting at.
Well, no, not exactly.
All right, so what is it then? Can you define it?
So I can shed some light on it.
Okay.
So toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is a term that was made up in the 1990s by a group of psychiatrists who was studying the behavior of inmates that was going on stabbing sprees, as they was trying to figure out the type of behaviors that was extreme and why they were so violent. Okay. And then somehow mainstream psychology has gotten a hold of the word, and then it became this new pop culture term.
All right.
At the end of the day, it's just masculinity, femininity, and toxicity.
100.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The idea of calling men toxic is just an idea for shaming men for doing things that others don't agree with. There is no such thing of toxic masculinity. However, the word within itself is actually good for society. They never complain if a man is pulling somebody out of a burning building. That word is masculinity in itself is appreciated.
Right.
If I'm saving a woman from being manhandled or domestic violent, and I'm the cop coming in, for example, per se, they appreciate you have to be a level above that masculinity or someone's who's more aggressive. You have to meet that at another level above in order to get that person under, control.
Okay.
That type of stuff is appreciated by men and women around the globe.
Okay.
So this idea of toxic masculinity, I think if they're going to be banning anything, it should be that, because what they're doing is subconsciously they're training men to be. I think on a deeper scale, it's an idea to weaken men, your mindset, because they're fattening us up for the kill. They're getting ready for a takeover. Whenever a certain system needs to come down the road and gather up a bunch of men, we will have no more fight.
Right.
Because we're falling into a trap that, we have to be a certain behavior type. This goes back to our last show where we were talking about when I asked the question, should men be in touch with their feminine side? And that's
Right.
a profound no.
Right.
Like I said, a man's supposed to be able to hold a baby and slit a throat at the same time.
Right.
And I hate to use that analogy, but I mean it's not to be gruesome, but it speaks to the type of man it is.
But
so when you're holding a baby, that's like saying, they might say, "Oh, he's in touch with his feminine side," but that's not what I'm thinking.
Right.
Because I got I got the other hand here, and if I have to,
I mean, reality is because
that's what men is.
Yeah, I mean, reality is
because taking that away from us. Go ahead.
Right. Reality is because I mean, if you think about a lion, okay, when an outsider steps into his pride, whether to challenge or just passing through, he doesn't usher the cubs and tell the lioness, "Hey, come get little Simba out the way." If there's a cub up under his feet, he gonna move his feet, but he gonna dance with this lion. That's that threat. You see what I'm saying? So there is no, "Hey, well, come on over here. Let's go handle this." You got, like you said, you got to be able to hold this child and slit her throat. There's a comment in the comment section. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says, I did highlight it. It says masculinity. When asked what was toxic masculinity, masculinity without accountability. Okay. Now that brings me back to my original statement or my original question. If there's toxic masculinity, which is masculinity without accountability, then where's the femininity without accountability? Because there's a lot of that. Where's the toxic? You understand what I'm saying? We don't have.
It's funny. It's funny because there's a catch-22 to this. It's only modern day feminism who attribute toxic to masculinity or to men in general, when it can't be any further from the truth. It's just like I said. It's masculinity, femininity, and of the both sexes, any one can be toxic. So what do you call a woman that's like bullying per se another female, talking about her hair, or she just gets into a bar fight, start snatching her weave and shaking her left and right? Isn't that toxic? Or the one that's popping her neck, she up in the face, like throwing stuff, pouring your drink on you and all that. That's toxic right there. And I'm like this. Oh, girl, no, man, I'm good. I'm about to just walk out of here. You just ruined my day. You're toxic, but we're not calling it feminine toxicity.
Right.
Or toxic femininity.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It sounds so awkward even trying to say it.
It's weird. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird. So and along those lines, right? What about in this situation where, okay, she didn't. Not the chick that's grabbing the other woman by her hair or splashing her with the drink. What about the woman that knows that she's in a no-win situation because she's not physically strong in most cases, but will jump all up in your face as a man, want to throw hands or I'll fight you. Da 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 da.
Well, that's another idealistic mindset right there. That's the type of woman that has never ever been checked, living in a realm where they know that women got the upper hand because you're not supposed to hit a woman back and this, that, and the other. Okay. So that's that type of attitude right there. Plus just just a wild mentality, man, in itself. You know, just with no accountability, no idea that the man that she's bowing up at, can destroy a lot of things. I'm not even talking about her. Just the physicality between us three men right here, in one room.
Right.
If we wanted to direct our attention towards each other, it'd be scary. Like a dog. People will go running. What the first thing you see is women start running.
Right.
They start screaming. That's
Right.
weird. That's a weird reaction, but it's normal. Imagine a man doing that. Can you imagine a man once some fists start getting thrown, and a man gets up and start looking like, ah, ah. You know, that's a natural reaction of a woman doing that.
Right.
That's the reason why we come to their protection. It means a lot. I like the noise that women make. I like the noise my wife make.
Right. There you go. There you go. Good say. So, hey, what they say? What these kids say now? What these kids say now? Pause.
Right. Like that's a little too much information, bro. But okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute though.
Yep. But even like if the three of us wanted to direct our power together,
right?
We can wreck a bar up ourselves. We could
100.
destroy and hurt a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
We could actually kill people with our bare hands. It's scary, actually.
Yes.
It's actually scary, man.
Yes. So, all right. So, question on the floor, or comment on the floor. So, basically, this is Jamie again. So, toxic masculinity is a man that wants to be a big dog without putting in the work. I believe that's I'm. No, it says I.
Yeah.
I love living in femininity. I would love to stay in my place. I would love to stay in that place. So, somebody want to get on that or?
Well, for what she's saying, because I had read it too.
Okay.
Staying in your place, that's kind of a tricky word to use, a set of words to use. You know, it's like just do things according to how you feel they should be done. You know, it's no much of you need to stay in your place. Because if I told a woman that, you know, once again, that's a whole nother argument.
Right, no doubt.
Right, you know, you can't. What you mean, stay in your place? No, I'm saying,
right.
Know your lane, but don't swerve out of it. That's pretty much how I look at it.
Right.
But you know, I wouldn't ask any woman to be masculine because that's not a woman to me.
Exactly. And you know what? That's real.
if you harder than me, then something wrong with both of us. To be for real.
Can I speak on that?
Nothing wrong with you. It might be something. It just ain't for you. Because some dudes
I'm just saying some dudes like that.
On that.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I on the contrary, I actually like what she's saying right there, and I'll tell you why. Any woman that says that she likes to be in her place, if she truly means that, is going to be the one winning, and I'll tell you why. The problem is we've gotten away from our place. Everybody has a role, and my role as a man is to be a protector, a provider. It's the reason why men don't really care about how much money a woman makes. It's the reason why if I'm asleep, the woman nudges me when you hear something. I get up and I'm gonna risk my life. It wouldn't look right for me to wake up the 50-50 or the equality in a relationship. I'm gonna wake my woman up, be like, hey, I hear something. Why don't you go check it out? Man, I'm about to quit. I'm about to divorce myself out of the relationship. That's just not the way the alignment is. So any woman that actually long for being in her feminine state, the reason why it's necessary is because that's what's appreciated by men who wants to wife up someone.
True.
A woman should know. Now, it sounds like a bad connotation when you hear "be in your place," but you know what? It's not a problem when we're told to be in our place. We should be in our place, and our place is a position of provide security, protection, and that's never. We don't second guess that. It's something that we do just naturally. We have a natural proclivity to want to do that. That's just that's what our DNA makeup is. So, notice this. It's in today's society here in the West. I think our women, unfortunately, is the one that have the issue with like words like submissive or be in your place or be in your feminine state, be natural. They got a problem with that. But you know what? There's no more fight or pushback from the men because the men are starting to figure it out because at the end of the day, all the men want is someone that they can have peaceful in their castle. And what's happening now, that's why you see stuff like the passport bros and all these crazy phenomenons of men who are invisible going overseas. They're going to poorer countries because they're getting wives that's coming straight from their mother and father. So from the father to the husband.
Mm.
And I talk to a lot of women on a daily, especially where I work, when I'm dealing with immigration type people. They see the difference. You got the foreigners that come in and they're literally submissive to their man of 20, of 30 years, 40 years marriage. It's a reason why they got that type of longevity. It's because they've been peaceful. They offset each other like a puzzle. But only in today's society, we lie to women and tell them that they can be like a man and stuff.
Yeah.
But psychologically, in our biological make, we're hardwired to be turned off and repulsed by a masculine woman, even if she thinks she could turn it on and off. There really, a woman shouldn't be able to turn on and off a masculine trait. That's like us saying, okay, I'm gonna turn on and off being feminine. We'll never get a woman because women don't like that,
Right.
Unless she wants to snatch you up as a cuck.
Now, when you say that's more of a generational thing, because I notice a lot of these younger guys, they have a lot of feminine traits about them.
100%.
And I'm going, what's going on? What is it? Just by being raised by single mothers? Is that the problem? Or, I don't know. Because I mean, I'm not saying I came from a 2-parent household, so I don't want anybody to get that confused.
Right.
But the generation I grew up in, you were taught to be a certain way.
So
go ahead.
Let me touch on what you're talking about. Then we'll get to these comments because I see a lot of comments coming through. So coming up in a broken home.
Mm.
Okay. So I coined the phrase when I was probably about 12, 13, and you know my situation.
Right.
So it's better to come from a broken home than to live in a broken home. Okay. Now, with that being said, right, you and I, we one and the same in that aspect.
Right.
The thing about it is the generation, like you said, the generation thing, the woman back then was stronger.
That's true.
The woman that raised the kids back then, she raised them on her own. No questions asked. This is my job. It wasn't, oh my God, I don't get no time to myself. It wasn't none of that shit. I got a job to do. I'm going to do my damn job as a parent and keep it pushing. And she found balance. If she wanted to date or whatever have you, she did. If she didn't, then so be it. But this woman nowadays is so confused with whether or not 1 minute she wants to be independent. Then reality kicks in that I'm not really independent. Okay, you're independent. I mean, I don't
and
need
you know what?
Go change your tires then. Go
and
change.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and also Camden, and also
Yes,
men appreciated their women like that. That was in that natural state. They had a higher respect. And they always knew where home was at.
Yes.
It was just different. It was different. I was raised by my grandparents, so I got an old school mindset, anyways. And I appreciate what was given to me, but I don't appreciate where we are today.
Not at all.
You know, we got a new culture of hookup culture. I don't agree with women being as promiscuous as they can be, having all these men that they're laying down with at a young age, all through their college time. They put career before family, and then by the time they're about 30, 34, 35 years old, and they want to look for a man. Well, you didn't racked up about 20 bodies, 20 guys, and here you want the guy that you want, right? And it's me, right? And it's funny because they say, well, that shouldn't matter. What my past was, and I'm gonna tell you why it does matter. The studies don't lie. The numbers don't lie. Studies show that after a woman slept with 20 men, her ability to have longevity in a relationship or a successful marriage goes down to a very low 15% or 12%. That's almost not, it's not even, it's risky. You're better off not even walking down the aisle. Or imagine this, look at it from this perspective. Imagine laying down with a woman that got 20 dudes before you. What kind of performance you think you're going to have? No, it can be top notch, but it's going to be always compared to somebody else or reminded to somebody else that might have lit the box up. Like, who wants that type of, you're talking about trauma? That's man trauma right there. It's like, even if I'm a big slayer, man, it matters not. Because in my mind, I'm thinking she got 20 guys before me.
Yeah, you're gonna think about that. Exactly. Yeah,
right.
You're gonna think about it.
But besides that, the pair bonding is
Go ahead.
the pair bonding is non-existent. It's like you're numb to all that.
Right.
I can't romanticize you. And it also aligns with women that like to, and I had to tell somebody that I know very close to me. I had to tell a young lady, I said, don't go traveling everywhere by yourself. Save that for the man that you want to entertain your life, seriously. Because it's nothing like a man trying to wine and dine or jet his woman around here and there, and then only for her to say, oh, I love that place. I've been there. Oh, I've been there too. Because you feel inadequate at some point. It's like, I can't even impress this chick. Now, who have you done all this with? Now you're thinking like, who didn't take you here and pay for that? And I know if you spent the night, somebody was probably,
All right.
So for me, what I'm telling my daughters is don't be that chick. If you're going to do that, save it. Save some of that for a man that's building up and that you're falling for. The man that you want. Let him be the one that takes you here and there, or suggest it. If you want to go there so bad, suggest it together. Right? So you can experience those things that's written in your book of happiness that you can look back on together.
That's solid.
Yeah. I agree with you, because I mean, I would say that my daughter is a little intimidating because of things I've shown her and the way I react to her. And then the whole thing about a woman saying, I've been here, I've been there. That's because of me, not because she done dated 30 different dudes. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's because of things I've shown.
Sorry, say that again. You said,
I'm saying because like the places she's been, like if she go to a certain city, if we travel a lot, and she can say, hey, I've been here, but it was with my dad. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the difference. And
right.
And as I said,
if she's actually expressing that to the guy that she wants to entertain, and she's saying that, and she got receipts and all that to back her up, not that she needs to provide that,
right?
But if it's a fact that she's been here and there and it's been with family, that's quite different, absolutely. Especially if it's with her dad,
right? But
if anything, it's respected.
I've noticed
but
that
the moment she goes and she's like, "Oh, I love that. I've been there with my girlfriends. This and that. Oh, we went there." And that's a turnoff.
No. She doesn't do that. But it's like I noticed the little guys that try to be with her, even they get intimidated by that. Like, oh, you've been here before, and I'm like, man up, dog. If you want to outdo me, prove to her that you can outdo me. This is not a competition for me. I'm just being myself. So 100. Why should you be intimidated by that? And I've, even the guy that she has a child with, I even told him, I say, hey, man, you got to be the man. I pretty much done my job, but I'm gonna keep doing it. But you got to show me yourself that you can be a bigger man than I
am. I'm looking at Jamie. She and shout out to her. She's a trooper. I noticed that she's been riding with Camden for a minute.
Yeah, she's definitely.
So she said a couple things that we should bring to light. She said that she have a very demanding job, and she's basically in charge of hundreds of men. When in her man's presence, she's 100% submissive. It kind of goes back to when I was saying, really, that sounds good on paper, but it's hard to turn it on and off. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, if you're dealing with hundreds of men, at some point, the aura of whatever your day or the outcome was throughout your day you can bring that home, and you might not even have to say nothing, but a man can, just like a woman, it's like that intuition. You can suspect or you can feel something. It is very hard. Yeah, like you said. If you're not careful, it can come out when you don't want it to, you know? So it is hard for a woman versus a woman that don't have to do that. Like me personally, so my wife, she works from home, and she too, she has like corporate type jobs, you know, as a leader. But I was telling her, I look at her, you know, sideways. She knows how I feel about certain things, but she's very careful. Plus, her traditional background, they're different people too. You know, they're different. And she's not from this country. But go ahead.
If you would, could you like elaborate a little bit for those who don't know about the wife and how she's different? Because our culture is way different.
Yeah. So here in the West, we are absolutely very, very different, especially as blacks.
Yeah, 100.
So my wife, she's from the Philippines. You know, shout out to the Philippines. She's from Bulacan, Philippines, and they're raised to be wives. They come straight from their fathers to the husband. Well, my wife, she was already Americanized, but she lived with her mother and father still, all the way up to her adult life, and she came straight to me. In fact, and I don't mind putting this out there, I wasn't her first, but I was her second. Her first was like some little joker from high school or something, you know, and I can rock with that because, you know, it's not like I'm looking for a virgin, but it just so happened that that's the nature of their culture. So over in the Philippines, for those who don't know, and you know, for the listeners, they have they're very strong about marriage. They're very careful about selecting their mate. So therefore, they're when they marry and their laws over their date, they're looked down upon if they file for divorces. So when they pick the man that they want or the woman that they want, believe me, they ride or die for sure. So, I lost my train of thought. So what were we talking about? So
I'm sorry. So
essentially,
that's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to explain the difference between. Go ahead.
Yes. So I'll tell you the difference. I'll give you an example, and it kind of goes back to, and this is not. I was doing. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I don't have a problem with. First of all, because I got a lot of viewers. They try to stick me with this whole. Oh, you ain't with your black queen and this and that and the other. Well, the black queen is not, in my humble opinion, all due respect, the black queen is not the black American woman. The black queen is coming straight from Africa, whether it's Nigeria or Cambodia, not Cambodia, but excuse me, Zimbabwe. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Ghana.
And so I say that to the hypocrites. They know who I'm talking about. You don't have your black queen either. Because if she did her genealogy and she find out she's 36% European, then what? You're not gonna like her anymore. So, but going back to like my wife, she's 1000% submissive. When I first met her, I had to actually water her down. She used to do things like iron my socks and my underwear, and I'm like, "Are you putting on the show?" No, that's just the culture. Literally, they make sure that they men is, you know. But here's the thing. I feel sad at the same time because we used to have that here in the black family, and it wasn't too long ago. I would take you to Jim Crow times. That was the best time blacks really got along. We had to be with each other. I can remember being in 1990 when I used to try to, you know, sweet talk my way into, you know, some stuff, being told by black women, my sister in high school, I remember being told, I'm not doing that. I'm saving myself for marriage.
All right.
That was a beautiful time. And we don't have that anymore.
No, not at all.
Let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. This is kind of mind your word conscious. And I'm paying attention. So think about it, right? Lack of nationality, so we're gonna go with black. We as black people, when we see each other, another male, That's a brother. We see a female. That's a sister. Now, with that being said, right? You see something that catch your eye. And damn, man, she look bad as hell. Do you slide them and say, "Hey, damn, my sister was"? That sounds really, really peculiar, don't you think?
No, we don't. You don't do that.
Clearly.
Hey, sister, you looking good, sister.
That's my whole point.
Let me jump in on that one.
Yes.
You can try it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can try it. And I'm
You
not saying all black women, exactly. I won't say all black women are like this, but majority of the ones you say that to directly, those direct words, they will pop an attitude about it.
Absolutely.
There are some. I don't know what the mind state is. You can get them the biggest compliment you can think of. And it's like, why are you talking to me like that? But if I say, "Hey, B, what's up with you tonight?" They like, "Oh, he's so funny."
Exactly. And
what?
And
I mean, seriously, that's the way you like to be approached.
You got to understand.
To me, that's a turnoff. I'm like,
it is.
I ain't got time for that. You know, it's too much drama laden for me to even speak to a woman like that.
By the way,
100%.
One more thing on this, my wife thing being Asian.
And hold that thought.
Okay.
No, I said no. I was saying Ant because I'm gonna speak on what Ant was talking about.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say, for me, for everybody who know me, growing up as a kid, we had this thing back in the day. Used to come on every Thursday called. It was Kung Fu Network.
Yeah.
And I was about 6 years old, 7 years old. And when my uncles, they all introduced Bruce Lee to me, I used to watch all the Kung Fu films when they used to fly from tree to tree. And I had, from a young age, I had that eye when I would see, okay, I was able to watch all the crazy, and then next thing you know, you'll see this little petite walk across the screen, and I'm like, I like that little thing. So I had a thing even when I was a child. However, my first wife was darker than my little brother, like shades darker. My very first wife. It's not about, for me, I never looked at, and I'm glad that I didn't have a family or a predominant family that would tell me, you better not bring no, don't you? I heard it in my family.
Yeah.
You better not bring no white girl. You better not bring no this. They couldn't even say, don't bring no Asian girl, because we ain't even have them there.
Yeah.
Blacks, whites, Puerto Rican, and Arabs in the Arab stores, you never seen their woman. Go figure. Think about that for a minute. You've never seen their women.
Right.
At the Arab stores, they kept them. They kept them hidden, man.
They were hidden. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were smart.
I swear, man. Listen, it's funny you say that, right? Because so I was at the gas station one day, right? And there was this Asian guy that worked the counter. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh, okay, all right, little convenience store, whatever." I got to thinking, I'm driving, right? I left, got my stuff, and I'm on my way. I said to myself, "Damn, this is my work here every day." I said, "Where these motherfuckers live at?" I say, "Better yet, where the fuck do they get their gas from? Because you don't never see them at Shell, none of the big names, let alone a corner store gas station. Where these gas be at?" You know what I'm saying? Do they got cars that fly? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know.
But let me say this, and I used to say this as a joke. I would say I've never seen a pregnant Asian woman in public.
Facts. And you won't.
And I used to go, but where are these kids coming from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do y'all get a woman pregnant and just leave her in the dungeon or something?
I'm gonna tell you about that. So it's not really a cultural thing, it's an instinctive thing.
Mm-hmm.
The protector.
That's a part of their protection mechanism. Like literally, like for example, you're not gonna see a pregnant lion is hunting either.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think about it from that aspect. I think all women should think like that. I wish that we could be in a better situation where the moment our woman gets pregnant, we can tell her, "Don't worry, I got this.
Yeah,
step away from the job.
Right.
Let me rub your feet when I get home from work." And then the finances is satisfying enough that she can have that peace. Absolutely. I wish it was like that, but guess what? The dynamic as it relates to the sexual market has shifted so hard because women now dominate colleges to the highest level degree, right? They're in more corporate. It's like, here's the thing. Men start seeing this and they start seeing that they can't really please a woman because they're kind of because they're on levels where you can't hardly attain or to their satisfaction. So therefore, since a woman is already a boss babe, we lost the when I say we, I'm talking about men in general. We actually lost the drive that we used to have that was pleasing or to please the woman that we want. So now it's like we don't have a natural instinct to want to be go-getters. I'm not speaking on everybody, but in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because we don't need to impress them anymore. They're unimpressionable.
Right. So
it's hard to please them. They're never satisfied. They're never happy. You know.
Right.
And I'm not saying not all, but I'm saying a vast majority. Women initiate more than almost 80%, 75%, 80% of the 75% of the divorce rate initiated by women, 80% if they're college educated.
Yeah.
Men don't leave their wives. And the reason why women are doing this is because what? They turn out to be unhappy.
Right.
Because they're being sold a lie to begin with.
But Duke, let me ask you a question. Have you caught a lot of flack for being with a Filipino woman?
Oh my gosh, bro. So let me tell you where it came from. We had a couple encounters. I'm never met by any of her people.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to know better, or they just rock with us. Okay. They rock with the blacks, man. Mm-hmm. I've been in living out in LA, man. You know, you got your gangbangers and all that. But as far as her ethnicity goes, I'm out everywhere. Everybody love and respect. Except for my sisters. I'll tell you one encounter I had. Me and my wife was going to a post office one day to send off some boxes somewhere to family members. And this older black woman, she comes in. She had all kind of gold on her. She had the long nails. She had the curly hair, got the glasses that came down here. She did this number to me and her. Well, she said, and she popping her gum. She said, They just screw it. She said, wow. They just screw anything.
Wow.
And my wife was looking dime. Wow. She was looking dimed up, man. Like all natural.
That's a
no jewelry. Just petite, shaped like an hourglass. Natural, long hair, flowy. When she walked by, my wife's hair blew in the wind.
But hold up, okay. The reason I asked this question.
Let me explain. Go ahead. But on the flip side, every time I seen a black woman, with like a white dude or a Latino, oh, it looks so beautiful to me because that lets me know that 9 out of 10 times, I hate to say it, but she's a conservative. Black women that does this. And I see that it looks so peaceful. I love to see that because that means that there's no animosity. I think we have deep-rooted animosity, and I'm gonna say this loud, and I want all my black women to hear this. The big mistake that y'all making when they say, oh, they all want to go with a white woman. Well, the reason why is because they are actually submissive to the point where we want to wife them. They actually are family orientated. They actually bring peace. And I'm not even talking about white women, any ethnicity, as long as she hasn't been tainted by westernized mindset.
Okay. Now, my purpose for asking that question was this, and Cam can verify it.
Go ahead.
In our family, we have a lot of interracial couples.
Yes.
And we treat each other like you family. We don't care. We will say the most offensive jokes we can around each other.
Yes.
Because we understand each other.
100.
So I never understood the whole thing of, oh, you got to be with a black woman or you got to be with this woman. And as Campbell verified, our grandmother, who just recently passed,
facts,
born in the 30s, Mississippi, you would think she would be one of the most racist people you would ever meet. But she always told us that if that person makes you happy,
yep,
do it.
Yep.
Don't worry about skin tone or background, none of that. Just be happy with that person.
Absolutely.
So it's always been a confusing thing, especially for me, because even the fact that like my daughter's mother is a light-skinned black woman. She's caught flack throughout her life just for that. My son, who happens to have his mother, just happens to be part Puerto Rican, but she's very light. She can pass for a white girl. She's told me she's caught flack throughout her lifetime. So I always found it interesting. Like you said, black women would look at when I was with either one of them and be like, there he go.
Right,
and to me, it was a joke. I was like, if I'd have talked to you, would it have worked? Or this is just some hidden thing you got going on? I'm like, if I'd have talked to you, would you thought we'd have had a nice little thing going on, a nice little family set up, and lived this fantasy of happily ever after? Would you actually thought that would have been possible? So that's when you said your wife was Filipino. I was like, I had to ask that. Like, what kind of backlash have you received just from being with who you want to be with?
I only received backlash. I've only ever saw backlash from black women. That's from Los Angeles to here in H-Town.
See, and that's just it.
It's nationwide. Yeah,
the backlash only
but she's a woman of color, by the way.
But wait a minute. But here's the thing, right? That, like you said, you only caught backlash from we'll say it, the sisters, right? The funny thing about it is that's the only place you're gonna catch the flack from.
Exactly.
Hey, you know what? Let me make an addition.
White dude coming up complaining, oh, you still.
I didn't really catch any backlash from this, but every now and then when we go to like the Asian market, you'll see like a very, very old, hunched over man, probably about 70 or 80 years old.
Yep.
But he's not Filipino. He's Vietnamese.
Korean,
and he thinks, because my wife, she looks like she's Vietnamese. So she got the slanter eyes, not like the traditional Filipinas. But they'll look at her face like, are you serious, bitch? One day, man, I was looking at this old man. I almost blowed up because I got that alpha lion. When it comes to my family, I'm ready to die. But then I looked at him. I had to do the look that Bruce Lee gave on one of his opening movies when he was looking at this crazy woman. He's like,
right.
Here we go again. Yeah,
right.
I had to give him that look, man.
That part.
But it's all love, man. I think that culturally we need to get out of this darkness. Like, you'll never be able to convince people like Dr. Umar Johnson, though.
Oh no. He's a fool. He's a fool to me. I
actually like the cat. I actually rock with him.
Some things I've like.
He'd be like, we got to stay stronger, my brothers.
Yeah, but
we can't be with other ethnicity. Why not?
But when he
we can.
When he says stupid things like we're spending all our money on grits, I'm like, Negro, please.
I can't stand what he said about. I can't stand what he said about Kobe Bryant and his lovely wife.
Yeah, that's the woman
that man chose. But she stuck with him when he did what?
Yeah.
When he was battling rape cases.
Yes.
Yeah.
She squares his hand,
right.
Even if it was for the money. She didn't go nowhere because she was in a position to say, he chose me and I'm gonna rock with it.
Right.
I'm gonna give him children too.
I'm
gonna let everybody see.
I think
all those bimbos that was telling her to leave him.
I just had
they don't have him.
Right. I just had this conversation.
Never leave your man. Hey, I'll tell this let me go on the record and say this.
Go ahead.
To all the women out there who can hear my voice, when you find the woman, when you find, maybe that too. When you find the man that you want and he steps out on you, you don't break your family tree, especially if you got kids. You don't destroy the marriage. Don't leave him. Don't leave him, because that's a selfish act by then. And I'm not advocating for men to go cheat on your woman.
No,
I'm saying what you're going to do is destroy your marriage and your household with the children, and then you're gonna go get with another dude that you want, and he's gonna turn around and do the same thing. And you're gonna find yourself in the circle of life.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Junior. That sounded lightweight, Polly.
No. I wanted to touch on something with you, man.
Give it to me, man. Come on. We go ahead all the time about this. Come on.
I would rock with you if it was open on your end, closed on her end.
You got to understand something about me, though. So the part
you don't love her.
Who?
You don't love her. You can't love her.
Who?
If you're in a polygamous relationship.
Yeah.
You can't love her, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because and even if you think you do, you can't love a woman who you're okay with doing that with, letting her that's the most sacred thing is the box. And how can you respect her? How can she respect you for you letting her go and step out? That means that you can't take her that serious. That can't be your main chick. That can't be your main.
Oh no.
Hey, no, wait. He said that can't be the main, right?
No, it can't be, because if you let your main chick run free like that, then y'all might as well just be hangout buddies or hookup buddies, man. Seriously.
Wait a minute.
No, that ain't gonna fly.
He said,
that ain't gonna fly, bro.
Listen,
teach your old man something now.
He said
that ain't gonna fly, man.
Wait, he said the main, right? So what is what is the prefix in this word? Poly, right? Poly means what?
Multiple.
Okay, multiple people. Three people.
So no, not three. Not three.
Multiple.
Many. Or multiple. Right.
Yes, multiple.
So when you say that can't be the main, you're right. It may not be the main, but it is one of how many? Many.
I don't know.
It depends on what you consider many.
There you go. Right.
It depends
two,
on what you,
look,
to me,
two could be many.
To me, one woman to kill you. What you need two for? I mean, let's be for real.
Believe me, I know
one to take your life. So why you need more than one? I don't get that one.
So here's the thing, right? I love this. Okay, so I got two monogamous fellas here. I love it. So,
I'm changed.
Dance with me. No, come on, dance with me. Check this out, right? Me and bro, we do this all the time, right? I love it. So here's the thing, right? You gotta understand something. Let me start in simple terms. Excuse me. On this planet, there's three forms of organisms, right? What are they?
Give me the first one. Let me see where you're going with it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Plant.
Are you talking about elementals?
There's three forms of organisms, three classified organisms on this planet. You're going to fall up under one of the three. What are they?
I'm
plants, water,
plant, animal, and bacteria.
Okay.
That's okay. Three main classifications.
Go ahead, Mr. Science.
Hey, right, you already know how I get down, man.
Right.
Go ahead. So with that being said, right? You can Google search it. I know that's what you're going to do, or you can read up on it. Human beings have been classified as, even though we're not, we have been classified as animals, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's not an animal on this planet that's monogamous.
That's a loose theory.
No, it's not.
I don't agree with your assessment.
Yeah, that's a loose theory.
Hold on. One at a time. Go you go first, Ant.
Okay, I say that's a loose theory because the animal brain works totally different from a human brain. So to say, no, that's a proven fact there.
Come on.
I mean, I don't believe this whole man from 8.
No. That's not where I'm going with that.
But what I'm going is, I'm saying that the human brain is amazingly complex.
No doubt, 100%.
So you can't say, I don't even believe that we're animals. I don't even believe in being labeled in that category.
Right. But go ahead.
Understand? So to say that there's no animal that's monogamous, it's to me that's a simple mind. I can control the animal, but it's some.
Okay.
Some. But
hold on, Junior.
The chances of you actually controlling a human, oh man, you got a hell of a job on your hands.
No doubt. You've got to instill fear, the whole nine.
Right.
You good over there, Junior? You want to pop?
No, go ahead. I know he got one blaze. Go ahead.
So I'll summarize it like this.
Mm-hmm.
On instinct,
okay,
there's a reason why So let's say you,
Hold that thought,
your
Jamie.
woman, let's say your woman, you have children, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
You're crazy you're overprotective of them. You want to make sure everything's good. They're not in harm's way of anything. It's a reason why a man hasn't made multiple families like that. He can only care and love for one family, really, to be honest with you.
It's not true.
And that, hold up, that's on record.
Okay.
You know who was able to do what you're saying?
I'm listening.
Kings, sultans,
Yeah.
Okay.
people that was rulers over countries and land.
Now,
But they did it because of their position. So
Okay.
it's not a natural thing. It's not.
it is a
normal
natural thing. Go ahead.
It's not so much natural as it is normal to those who were able to do it.
All right, let me stop you there.
Okay.
As a just to interject, I'm not to cut you off, but just to interject. So in your Old Testament, you had polygamy before you had monogamy.
Mhm.
Okay, now so
That's not true.
Oh, it is true.
Well,
If you
no,
if you go to Genesis, it's not true.
yeah, I would say Adam and Eve.
So now here's it. Here's wait a minute, time out. Because there's an issue with that, right? Now, according to which Bible you reading,
That's true too.
you sound
The Hebrew version of the King James, 1611.
Okay, now again, who is King James?
King.
Right.
So whatever he said was the law, was the rule. You never
Right.
went against it.
Under what time period? Hence the word fuck, which is fornication under the consent of the king. We already know what that means. But again, it was under the ruling class. He was doing what he wanted to do, but he wanted his common folk to abide by a different rule.
Mhm.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's the advantage of being the king. You
Okay.
make the rules.
Right.
The
Now,
reason why he signed off on the King James version of the Hebrew Bible back in 1611, or actually even before that, was because he's simply in position to do so, because he was a just man, or at least trying to be that for the people. Kind of like similar to everybody hating Trump. They don't like Trump, but when he's still going to sign off on some things that's good, and you got to say, okay, yeah, that was
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely, nobody's perfect. Now, here's my question: How much?
And I'm not calling Trump a king either.
Right. This is off. This is off
Please
topic.
don't.
Right. This is off topic. I'll get back on topic real quick.
Okay.
How much do you know about King James?
Absolutely nothing, to be honest. All I
Okay.
know
Well-
is his name and
Right.
Well, what they
The
say,
position that he
what they're
held.
saying, where you're probably going to go with this is that he was into men, he was into pretty men that was young, and
Okay. That is common knowledge. Go ahead.
he was caught laying down with a few here and there. But here's the thing, though. Again, being king, that doesn't mean that he necessarily lived by the Bible. He was simply in position to sign off on what was
Absolutely.
according to what the scrolls were. His name is on there. Sometimes, if you think about it, it's kind of tainted to read out of the book, but that doesn't make whatever is in the book
invalid.
no more false. Just because he lived like that.
No argument. Now, here's the question to me. I mean, question to you. This is why I asked that. You realize the King James version of the Bible was not the first book he wrote. The first book he actually wrote was a demonology book.
Well, not only that, I mean, going back to
probably
the
did.
fact that he's the king. So
Right.
What's in the King James version is what he wanted to be in that version. Because
Agreed.
A lot of preachers don't even preach from the book of Enoch.
They
Right.
took 14 books out.
If you bring that up, they'll look at you like, "How dare
I don't
you
agree with
say
that.
Right,
What they
right.
did too, by the way. They should
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
I don't
these
like
are
that
all
they took the
just
14 books. The
these all
Apocrypha.
just right. These are all just different
Right,
books
right, the
by
Apocrypha.
different people. Even if you go through
Right.
the New Testament, you got what Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. 4 different people that give you different versions of Jesus, of who he was.
Right. 100%.
So it's like we're going off of kind of like opinion. Of
Exactly.
what a person said, but you believe what you want to believe. I'm not in any way saying that any of it is false.
Right.
But the three of us can read the same book and have 3 different opinions on it.
interpretations. Yep. 3 different interpretations.
Yes. So it's like you got to take it for what it's worth.
Right. Now,
And then try to gain knowledge from that.
okay. Let's go away from the religious aspect of things for a second.
Okay.
Another approach. Let's do simple math. It's scientifically proven, right, that there are more females on the planet than it is men.
Mhm.
So apparently somebody gonna be left out anyway. If polygamy wasn't a thing.
No.
What do you mean no? If
No,
if you
that's
listen,
not a
it's not a what?
that's not the proper mindset of looking at it.
What's
Just
it?
because there's a
Hold on, time out.
That's like
Time out. What the
okay.
remember?
Let's flip the script for 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead,
Flip
go
the
ahead.
script for 1 minute. Let's say that there were more men
Okay.
on the planet than women.
Mm-hmm.
Should women then have 4 or 5 or 6 guys at once? Because
I mean,
it's not hardwired in their natural DNA. She's not going to do it.
You're right, but here's the thing: we can't say necessarily because there's not more men on the planet. You see what I'm saying? We can't say that that polygamy is wrong because polygamy is a thing, and it's not something that man made up.
So let me ask you this: why is it not practiced at a higher rate than what is just now trending today? Because I can tell you right now, when you and I were first growing up, when we were children growing up in junior high school, we wouldn't dare think about about to get all these women. You played on the side on the
You know why? You know why we didn't? You know why we didn't? Because as children, we fell up under tradition and the teachings of our elders because we didn't go outside to search the world and get a better understanding of things. We only went off what we were told. The indoctrination of our elders, our parents, our grandparents, the church, whatever have you. We didn't go outside of well, what's going on over there in Africa? What's going on over in Indonesia? What's going on over in the Polynesian? It's a thing.
I mean, to speak on that,
none of those things are happening. Let me tell you what's happening.
It's not happening where?
It's only happening in Western cultures like ours and other countries that mimic and idolize America, Europe, and places like that.
No.
Where do you think this is happening at?
Hold on. Let me ask this. Let me ask this. So I know a lot of families that have like as you said, their older generations.
Mm-hmm.
The men in their family had little families on the side.
Exactly.
So would that be considered polygamy or actually just outright cheating?
The difference between polygamy and
because it can be looked the same way.
I get that a lot.
It can be looked at the same way.
The difference between polygamy versus cheating. Excuse me. Polygamy, a person that's poly is going to tell you up front. A person that's cheating, they're sneaking around. You see what I'm saying? It's done up under deception. They have a monogamous mindset, but they want to go over here and dibble and dabble.
Hey,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but look, listen, man.
I'm listening.
Even to this day, you can look at the United States of America and you will find that it is abnormal for men to be in a household with multiple wives. We just don't practice that here in the West. It's just a new trend that's coming about because we're mimicking what we see on TV. A la what's his name? Knucklehead on there, Wilding Out. What's his name?
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. You know, he started this trend. Then you got like the other actor who only sleeps with 25-year-olds. Once they turn 26, they bounce. What's his name?
DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. So you're seeing this kind of trend start to unfold over and over.
So here's the thing.
Statistically, it's just not happening. Now you're going to get more cheating than anything. Why? Because they know subconsciously that it doesn't feel right to do it out in the open. It's weird. It's really weird. They're not going to do it, even though you say it's normal. You're not seeing it in numbers. You see more. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You see more.
If you think about it, right? You say it's weird, right? So, would you sit down and eat a rat or a bat or a tarantula?
It depends on the circumstance. So, if I was to give you a direct answer, the answer is no, because I know that there's much more food around.
Now, follow me. That's exactly the point. Here in the Western culture, that's weird. Abroad, this is commonplace. In the South America, in the Amazon, there's countries that's a delicacy just to eat a bird-eating spider. You see what I'm saying?
But if you were raised under that type of culture, it would be normal to you.
That's the point. How many of us has actually stepped outside of our box, our comfort zone, and actually see out what was different out here in the world. What we already know what makes us American, but we don't know what makes us human. We know what makes you German, but we don't know what makes you human.
But American
I know what makes me human.
American is not based on one thing.
100%.
No, it's not.
American is based on
right.
many different cultures living in one area. So
Right.
the title American is kind of a joke. We're all just
Okay.
100%.
Antoine just said something very profound.
Mm-hmm.
So being with that said, right, Camden?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Being what he just said, we're a big melting pot of different multi-classes, personalities, ethnicities.
Yes.
How come within all of those body of people that came here, how come you don't see that practice more often than not?
Because in this country, because
separation.
Because
it
right,
separation
for one, and two, in this country, they said it's wrong.
Yeah, we were told separation.
So peep this, right? How many people have come from the Middle East that are Muslim, got here, that pray 5 times a day, go to Western schools, but can't practice their salats?
Because
I'm about to do a little bit of research
because they're told that it's
the
wrong.
Government has made it where government has made it almost to the point where you can't be Christian.
Exactly.
They've taken. When I was going to grade school, we prayed, or rather said the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
Every morning before class started.
Every morning.
You do that now, these parents would have a fit.
Somebody going to jail.
How dare you teach that to my child?
Right.
You understand? We actually had courses that taught a little bit of biblical studies.
Right.
But you can't do that now because that's the way the world has turned.
So essentially what you're talking about is just about all Middle Eastern countries.
What do you mean?
Just about. Here's a list.
As far as what?
Of countries where polygamy is legal.
South Africa.
Afghanistan.
Go ahead.
Afghanistan, Algeria, Cameroon, Iran, Pakistan, UAE,
Somalia,
Bangladesh, Egypt, Bhutan, India,
right,
Indonesia, Kenya, Malawi, Russia,
right,
Brunei,
Angola,
Chad, Gabon,
Malaysia. I'm looking at the same list as you.
Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Jordan. Wow.
And you know what Jordan. you know what you just looked at?
Middle East.
All countries. Listen.
All of the Holy Lands.
Exactly.
All of
the Holy Lands. And where's considered the birthplace of man? Africa. How many countries on that list were from the continent of Africa?
But you know what though? Go ahead.
Which I had already know. How many countries on that list were from the birthplace of man? Africa, the continent of Africa.
Quite a bit.
Which I had already known that.
However,
I had already known that.
If you are a follower of Christ, right? For example, if you're talking about Christians, for example,
okay,
and if they're following the book, it says to take a woman to be your wife. It doesn't say it doesn't speak on taking a multitude of women. So where the downfall is going to be is Christians not doing what you're doing. They're not going to do that simply. No Christian is going to do that. So you're getting like a lot of Islamic faith, Muslim type, who's going to do that, and that's okay. That's their thing. If they're promised like 7 wives to get to heaven or whatever, it's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I'm not going to say that. Well, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to say it's not nothing wrong with it. I'm just not going to judge.
I mean, right. I get it. I mean, again,
if you have, hold up.
Go ahead.
If you have children, do you love only one?
That's a definition of
that's a trick question.
It's not a trick question. The answer
no,
is
I'm just joking.
The answer is no. But if you have a multitude of wives, I'm going to love only one. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
I mean,
I'm not going to care because I'm not investing a bunch of my passion and I'm not in energy into a whole bunch of crazy women,
which is understandable. In the same aspect, you also got to understand something too. In the countries that you named that are on that list, because I'm sure there's more. The thing about it is just because it's it's a practice or it's legal, doesn't mean that it's being done. You might have a guy that only has one wife. Hell, you might have a guy that doesn't even have a wife. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean,
I understand that.
it's mhm. You first.
It's the heck is that? It's
Kid.
only 20. From what I can see, it's only 20.
I mean, that might be the case.
But many? Regardless,
right?
Regardless, it's being practiced. America is just now Listen,
that's
America
it.
is just now starting to try to have those practices. And though we might say it's illegal to have multiple wives, that's on paper,
right?
But that's if you're doing it by the government. You know that you can claim this if it's under God. You can say, I want 7 wives, and we don't even have to go through the government. Matter of fact, marriage shouldn't even be a covenant with the government anyways. I don't believe that it should be. We don't need the government in to say who your wife is going to be. There was no government back in the olden days, back in the medieval times, to say you had a wife, you just took her.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And she agreed. And then she laid down to have children, buried your children, and everything was hunky-dory. But I just don't, me personally, I'll tell you like this, and then I'm going to be done with it. I find no joy or satisfaction personally in the idea of having a multitude of wives. Because I desire, even though innately it seems like men, because we're visual creatures, we desire a multitude. Like we're always happy to see something new. My heart longs for just one happy family that I can go camping with and just share my time with. That's just me. I don't feel the need, I played back in the day,
right?
And it didn't feel good having a bunch of it seemed stupid to me.
So
go ahead. It just took time to suppress the natural, if you will, the natural instinct of wanting to be with the multitude. I did it on my own. It took some time. Well, I shouldn't say I did it with the help of my now wife. She's more than satisfying. She kept me out the streets, and then I found myself, I've never been with another woman since. And everybody who's listening, I challenge you to step forward. Say who you are. If you lay down with this handsome prince with a gray beard.
Hey, be careful now.
I'm being facetious.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they pop up out of the woodworks
exactly.
And they be lying too.
One
they be lying, but they'll pop up though.
Yeah.
But they'll pop up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say this one last thing though, because
real quick, I got 5%, man, and I'm gonna go till I die out.
All right, man.
I'm letting you know I'm not in my studio and I'm not charged up.
Cool. So I want to say this, right? Because for clarifications, we touched on polygamy, but we didn't touch on the ground foundation of it. We've talked about and that's the problem. When people hear poly, they automatically get a negative connotation. Immediately they go with sex. I'm laid up or I'm having sex with this person, that person, this person, or that person. So
why not?
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Let me explain to you. So let me ask you a question, right? Do you believe it takes a village to raise a child?
Technically.
No.
Technically. And I say that because it takes the right people, because there's a lot of idiots in the village.
Right. 100%. But here's the thing, and you know where I'm going with this, right? So, and if in the absence of Aunt Louise, right, if she wasn't around, mother tear that ass up.
Exactly. And
that's if you got out of pocket, and Mr. Earl up 4 blocks down the road saw you, he gonna whip that ass and bring you home.
And not only that, the school system I came up with,
exactly,
it was like the teachers had the right.
Even with that concept, Camden, they all got one thing in common.
What's that?
They all had the same thing in common growing up.
What's that?
They had a husband and a wife.
Mr. Earl wasn't married to Miss Davis. He was married to somebody else.
He was cheating.
No,
So he was cheating.
he was
No,
a
it was
neighbor.
just.
He was
I
a
know what
neighbor
you're
4
saying.
blocks up the road.
Right. It was just
He
the
saw you getting out of
neighborhood.
pocket. He bust your ass and brought
It
you
was
back
the
to your mama.
right.
Oh
It was
no,
the. It
no,
was
I
the
understand
neighborhood.
that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
understand that part.
So
Yeah, I
it
grew up
takes
in that time.
exactly. So it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
But what does that have to do with
That's
the
a
man and the
practice
woman?
of polygamy.
I don't
No,
know.
I
About
don't agree
Follow,
with that.
that.
follow,
Yeah,
follow,
I
follow.
don't know about that one.
Let me
I
make
don't know
the
That is
about
connection.
not a practice.
It
That's
is.
just
It
a
is.
community who
Bruh,
love their community and their society.
where
They
Yeah.
does
had checks and balances with people that you trusted in your neighborhood
Right.
growing up, because I knew better, and I knew that I got my whipping on the way home from neighborhood to neighborhood. Not one of them had a husband and not one of them had multiple husbands or multiple wives.
it's not
It
about
takes a
multiple.
village to raise children, but it doesn't take. That doesn't mean you're poly.
That's the connection. It's about community. It has nothing to do with sex.
You're saying being poly. Well, if it's about the community, what makes you need? What makes you long for a multitude of women?
What
Yeah.
makes me long
Because
for
you
it?
can have the community with one woman.
That's
What
right.
what makes me
That's
long
right.
for it?
Yeah.
You
It
can
doesn't
have
make
that same. You can have that same outcome with just one
A-
woman and a whole bunch of children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just got finished saying. In fact, I just got finished saying you got some guys over in those countries that
Down to 2%,
only
by the
have
way.
one wife. You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you got multiple partners.
1%, man. This mug is leaving fast.
I don't say it's probably the streaming thing. It's probably the
Yeah.
Hey,
want-
man, I
you wanna
may as well say my goodbye.
I was like, get your sign off. Go ahead.
Yo, we got to do this again, man. And I'm doing this with a broken knee, by the way. I just got out of surgery
Oh, man.
the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
So call myself balling still, but hey, I love you all. Jamie is a trooper, and I like to see her get in there, and she needs to get on here. I was getting ready to send her a private tell and tell her she needs to get on here. So we need to have her. It'll be nice to have a woman's perspective.
A female, a female
from a woman, and that'll be lit right there.
Yeah, that's
so
part
Jamie,
of
I'm
we lost him.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I don't want to make this all about poly and all this everything, but like, so
No, I see what you're trying to say, but
so
it's just one of them things. It to me,
go ahead.
as you get older, you will kind of find out that certain things are just unnecessary. And I'm not saying every man thinks the same.
Right.
You know, there are guys that are older than me that still think they want to be players and hang out in the club all night. And I'm like,
right.
You got to be out of your mind, man. And hell, right about now is my bedtime, to be honest. But you know what I'm saying?
Like,
it depends on the person. It's just a personal growth thing. So, yeah, I see what you're saying about being polygamous, but
because
for me personally, it just wouldn't work.
Right. I mean, it's a lot that there's a lot that comes with it. And a lot of people, like I said, the first thing when you say poly or polygamy, the first thing out of a person's mind or mouth, the first instantly their mindset goes to sex.
Sex. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sex. And I have to always break it down to people like, listen, man, like poly is a prefix that simply means many. Polygon, shape of many sides.
Right.
Polyamorous. Many loves, you know what I'm saying? Jamie made the reference earlier about if you have multiple kids, do you only love one kid at a time? No. Well, obviously you're polyamorous.
You love them all. Yeah, you love them all.
So this is the thing. People that have monogamous mindsets, the indoctrination of monogamy, okay? This is what they've been brought up in, the tradition, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my mother, my father, the church, whatever have you, whatever you fall up under. So the thing about it is they've not questioned or challenged that. They've not thought any deeper than surface, because realistically, when you look at it, you'll come to find that realistically, you adopt certain doctrines of polygamy, but not the entire concept of it. Because the first thing out of a person's mouth is, oh, well, that means he can sleep or she can sleep with multiple, but that it has nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? You got people that are poly that aren't even sexually active.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Well, damn, how you yeah, I'm poly. Oh, well, are you got a bunch of girls? Nah, man. Nah. I'm just in it for the community aspect. You know what I'm saying? man has always been a communal creature. You see what I'm saying? If you look back, okay, if you look back at primitive man, Neanderthal, caveman, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Even they lived in groups. They were called tribes. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't live in tribes, we live in neighborhoods. The neighborhood is a part of the community. You see what I'm saying? When we were growing up, we had the neighborhood watch.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Again, takes a village to raise a child. Everybody, you got out of pocket, everybody was watching. Hey, Miss Williams, I seen Eric go up. He went on the next block over. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't the nosy neighbor. That was a concerned parent.
Right, but if you try that nowadays, is how dare you?
That's a
try
fact.
to tell my child what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a generational thing,
right?
You know, you can't compare it now to back then, because my set of standards is way different from what's going on now.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, these are the kids I see running around. It's to the point I'll see them do something wrong, but it's like I don't dare speak on it because I know what the results are going to be.
So I had somebody on a previous show say the same thing, and I challenged her, and we went our rounds at first, and then I said something and it clicked, and she said it makes sense. She said, it doesn't make any sense to play with a loaded gun. Is how she basically
right.
And I had to put it in perspective to her. I had the back door on it. I asked her, I said, "Are you a Christian?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "So we are supposed to walk upright and righteous like Jesus, right? Like the Christ." "Yes." "We're supposed to be godlike, right?" "Yes." I said something else. She said, "Where are you going with this?" I said, "So your Lord and Savior can throw his life away for the sake of others, integrity, and you're not willing to do that for your own?" "Well, if it was my kids," "Okay, well, what's the difference between your kids and the next kid?"
True, but people don't think that way nowadays.
Right,
nowadays.
Right, and you're right, but they should. I'm saying it this way: just because if you at least strive to do the right thing, regardless of that's integrity, regardless of whether somebody gonna get upset or whatever have you. This is how I told her. I said, "Listen, you don't want nobody to say nothing to your child. So you would rather me not say nothing to your child or say nothing to you about your child, and then your child go around the corner and get his head blown off."
You should have said something.
All right, now I was right.
Right,
over the dime, and I ain't said nothing. Well, why you ain't say that? What the fuck?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, in essence, we have a duty to one another as human beings. To at some point, you got to say fuck the government. You got to say, man, fuck status quo, and you got to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is people don't have a heart now. Everybody's so worried about somebody's feelings or someone. I don't give a damn about you getting mad. If it's right, it's right. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, you ain't have to say it like I don't know how else to put it, but to be honest, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is, you know what I'm saying, and that's the problem is the world today needs to get back on track, man. And like I feel like, I mean, at 45, I feel like shoot, my kids, they teenagers. But the thing about it is I could leave today. I can leave tomorrow. I ain't got to wake up, but at least I did my part. At least I contributed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't understand how people sleep at night or can look at themselves in the mirror every day and knowing that they half-assed or they didn't do their part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just strange to me.
No, I get you, man. I get you. It's just that neither one of us is going to solve the world's problems in one day.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You
That's
know,
a fact.
so
That's
it's
a
like
fact.
you gotta just take it for what it's worth and just learn to grow from it. My camera froze up a bit, but I can
Yeah,
still hear you.
I see you. Yeah, I see you. In fact, yeah, like I get a clear reading of everything. In fact, you have no bars.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. It just so Jamie said, but you can plant the seed. I mean, yeah, you plant the seed.
Yeah, that's true.
I,
Yeah, I'm kind of like I
I
didn't planted a few,
yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like somebody is stopping the growth. That's the best way I can put it.
So right, so
Something or somebody,
I feel this way, like Jamie said, yeah, you can plant the seed. All right, so that's cool. At some point, man, look, that right there, that's a cool passive analogy. Planting the seed. You can't just plant the seed. You still got to water it. You still got to till the land. You got to work, right?
Yeah, right.
My issue is this, right? There's too many Martins and not enough Malcolms. I feel like in 2024 we still singing and ain't nobody swinging.
Yeah, that's that can be a difficult task,
I'm like, and like bro said, when it come to mine or anything that's righteous, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna see the world change, right?
Right, right.
But one thing for sure, two things for certain. All that, I don't want to go to jail. And man, listen, if me going to jail or me dying contributes to my children having a possible better future, some laws getting changed, well, damn it, so be it.
Yeah. I mean, for your own, definitely. And I'm not saying to just disregard anybody else's, but that's where the difficulty comes in.
But and that's the thing. I don't understand why it's so I don't know. I'm cut different, man.
Yeah, I mean, we come from a different generation.
Yeah,
100%. We're not that far behind each other in age, but
right,
the whole generational process was just different.
Yeah,
totally different, man.
I miss it.
Yeah, I do too, because I was like, I actually look back and go, man, I actually had fun back then.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I don't even want to deal with folks half the time.
Man, listen, if I'm not at home, I'm not interacting with my kids.
Right.
I hang out with my best friend, but a lot of times, for real, all in all, for real, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And the things that I do, like I'll be out here on the bike.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw my helmet on, I got a camera on my helmet and everything. I'll video log since if I ain't got the kid, man, because here's the thing, right? People, and it's rough being in Aquarius. People aren't people. You know what I mean? Like I love them, but I hate them all the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see us do better because I know we can do better, but because you opt to not do better, I don't want to be around you.
Right.
Because I understand in this world, there's two things that's going to happen. Either you're going to influence or be influenced. And I'll be damned if you look, if I'm gonna talk, but not till I'm blue in the face. If you ain't getting it, okay, I got to go over here because this ain't working. You know what I mean? This ain't working. I had one of the homeboys, he called me earlier. And he said, man, see, this is why we don't even talk for real no more. I said, not that you hurt my feelings or anything. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no love lost, but in the same aspect, we don't see eye to eye. And because we don't see eye to eye, you see it as there's a problem. Yeah. When I don't, I just see it as, okay, well, we agree to disagree. You got your ideology and we keep it stepping. But to you, it's not like that. So I'm not one to argue. So, okay, you're not going to make me agree with you. That just ain't happening. So, okay, well, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So hey, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Life,
I mean,
life weird.
it is what it is, man. Because I get people that don't talk to me because they know I'm gonna come at them a certain way.
Right, right.
And it's not to create a situation or a fight. It's just that they just can't handle it at times.
Exactly, exactly. It's strange to me because, like, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So I'm an Aquarius. Okay, so I'm very logical. And then on top of that, not only am I logical, I'm left-handed, which means I use the right side of my brain.
Okay.
All right. So nobody's perfect. I don't profess to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. To me, perfect is boring. So so with that being said, right? So there's some times where I don't grasp, so I'll ask. When in a conversation, I'll say something and it might come out that, oh, well, you hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm. That, oh man, that is
Right.
that oversensitivity that I was talking about earlier. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Because it's to the point that every word that comes out your mouth, you got to watch it. Because as I said, you can say good morning to somebody.
Right.
And they can become offended by it. And you like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on?
Right.
So as you said, your friend was saying he didn't talk to you anymore. That's just an issue he has to deal with.
And that's what I told.
And you might have been just talking, just a normal conversation, but somewhere along the line, he took what you said as offensive. And I'm like, people like that, I'm kind of leery of. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, okay, what's your real motive? Is it something you feel like you want to say to me?
Right.
You don't feel like you don't want to say it, or you feel like I'm gonna be mad at you for saying it? Because in honesty, people will tell you, the ones that are around me, even kids and all, they'll tell you, they'll joke with me and be like, "Daddy, you should have said that." And I'm like, it is what it is. Get over it.
Right.
But I can't really even explain that at this point.
I feel it. I'm like this, right? And Jamie made a valid point. Jamie says that feelings are personal. I feel the same way. So here's the thing, right? I can contribute to how you feel, but I can't make you feel.
Yeah, I can't tell you how to feel.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't tell you how to feel.
Right. If those are your feelings, you feel like that, like I hurt your feelings. Okay, well, why do you feel like I hurt your feelings? You know what I'm saying?
At least tell me. At least tell me what I said that hurt your feelings.
Okay, which
because
is cool.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. We were somewhere. I was around Travis, right?
Okay, yeah.
And me and him made a joke, which I don't even remember. But it went along the lines of me saying something about somebody being gay.
Okay.
My son got offended by that. And I asked him, why are you offended by that?
Right.
And he couldn't give me an explanation. So it had me kind of questioning him. I'm like, wait a minute, man, something you trying to tell me that you don't want to tell me?
Right.
I'm like, why would that offend you if you're not in that category?
Okay.
So, but like to this day, I still can't get a clear explanation from, but that's a whole nother subject. But I'm like, I went around even, and my daughter was around when I said whatever I said. Like I said, I don't remember it. And she was like, I don't know what you said. And I was going, exactly. So I'm like, so where's the offense in it? I said, if you know me, you know that I am a joking person. Where's the offense coming from? And that's all I ask from anybody. Just tell me up front. If you say, hey, man, I didn't like what you said, blah, blah, blah. Give me a valid reason as to why you said it. Don't just go, oh, I don't like him now.
Right. Hey, look, I feel it. So like it's crazy because like I get that a lot too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm an advocate for all rights. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. If you're gay, you're gay, so be it, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? Makes me nut. I don't care.
That's the way I feel exactly.
So a lot of people come to me and say, well, damn, man, you when you see people pump faking or in the closet, you get real like, what's up with you? And I had to tell him, I said, listen, man, what's the banner say? What's the flag say? It says pride. I said 100%. I said, so think of it from this perspective. And this is why I get aggravated with it. You have people who have died, been persecuted, murdered, raped, discriminated against, etc., all atrocities, just for the little bit of rights that they have. And you got the audacity to be trying to hide in the closet? Get the fuck out of here, man. Be proud of who you are. You see what I'm saying? So, like, no, I don't. No, I'm not gay. I'm not bisexual at all. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to these closet cases, man, I don't respect you at all. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
Like you said, that's a different subject for a different day. I'm not even going to go into that one because
I get it. But like, all right. So let me take it away from this, right?
Okay.
Let's take it away from the sexual preference for a second. Let's put it over here where, excuse me, Billy grew up in the hood. So every once in a while, when he around his homeboys that are black, oh, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? Okay. But then when he come over here on the other side of town that don't know him and they hear it, he tucking it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like me personally, I'm like this with it, honestly. I don't agree with the word all in all, but I mean, I use it.
Yeah.
But in all, we get mad at them for using it. Oh, that's the N word. That's ours. When you sit back and actually think about it, right? And this is why I said I really don't like the word myself. I actually had to come to the realization. I asked somebody, I said, well, why is it that you get mad when white folks say it? And Eddie Griffin even said it himself. He said, because when white folks use it, they put the on it.
Right.
Okay. But then I had to come to the realization. Why are we saying
Because I don't use it when I greet people.
Right.
I don't like anybody to greet me in that form.
Right.
To be honest. Okay.
Okay.
But I see where it's coming from, where we as black people try to use it as an endearing term. And it's still wrong. It still makes me shake.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Whether if you're black or white, that's a word that don't use around me. Right. Now, if you're telling a story or telling a joke, I understand. I can get it. I can ride with it, but you can't approach me just off the top of like, what's up, my nigga? I'm like, hold on, partner.
Right.
That ain't my first name.
Right.
So let's get that straight.
Right.
So that's why I catch offense with it. But as far as like who uses it, I don't know. That's another one of them things I can't explain. It's I'm
gonna break it down to you. From remember when I started paying attention to context of words and being word conscious, that really opened up my eyes to seeing a lot of different things, and it blew my mind for real. The reason why it should be an issue, well, versus do you realize the reason why we say is because we don't speak proper
dialect? Yeah, definitely.
You see what I'm saying?
So it comes out as NIDGA.
Right. Exactly. Think about it. The white folks say the slave master say, did you not hear me? The slave master said, go over there, boy.
Right. And to me, that's worse.
What was the response though by the slave? Yes, massa.
Yes,
it wasn't master. It was yes, massa.
But no one can call me boy. That's another thing.
I mean, I get. Well,
you see what I'm saying? It's like it's like whoever takes whatever word is how you react to it. You can't call me. You can't call me boy. I'm a grown man. You mess around, start a fight with me quicker. calling me boy than you would calling me nigga. You understand
right.
what I'm saying?
Now you know which one really gets me, buddy.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, boy, that's white people' favorite word.
And the
hey,
reason
buddy,
being,
I'm like,
right.
nah, partner, we not buddies.
And the reason being, right. And the reason being that, and I had to train myself, and I'm still working at it. I didn't know. I'm 45 now. I was 43 when I found out what a buddy was. And that's when it really was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So then it was like, but then I had to catch myself, like, man, ignorance is a motherfucker, right? So I just found myself going around correcting people. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. No, I'm not your buddy, man.
Yeah.
Don't come. You know what I'm saying? Like
tell people off the top, I'm not
right.
your buddy.
To the point where remember the hypersensitive thing. You don't know how to talk to a person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The human language is a motherfucker, man. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, I'm gonna tell you an instance where I had a guy, because my last name Gilmore, right? Guy I was working with, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna call you Happy."
Oh, Lord,
based off the movie. I said, man, you about to get hit in your mouth right about now. I said, first of all, my first name ain't Happy. Don't ever refer to me as Happy. I said, you can't say Antoine, you call me Mr. Gilmore. Okay.
Right.
I said, let's understand. One thing I don't compromise is respect.
100.
I don't try to be disrespectful to me and then think we're gonna be friends. That's never gonna happen.
There you go.
So it's like, people don't think words mean something, but at certain points, it's like, hey, man, you got to be careful about what you say. Even I had to be careful about what I say to people.
Right. You see what she said? There's power behind words.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely. And if you use them from the beginning, if you're meeting somebody brand new, it's going to set the tone for how that person interacts with you.
Why?
It's just a thing. That's, they say, one of the things I can explain, but it is just, it sets the tone, it sets the mood. If I walked up to you as a man and say, hey, what up, bitch?
Right.
I expect a fight.
100.
Ain't no way you gonna be like, oh, what's up, dog? That's a fight.
I'm a man. No, it's
coming. I'm a man. There is no way you gonna come to me. Even if we joking, you not gonna say that to me.
Right.
You understand? So words are very powerful.
I've come to the understanding. The reason being, mind you, I stay reading and researching, and I'm not just talking about first page of Google, and I'd be all in the library and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But I've come to the understanding that the reason why words are so powerful is because in your words that you use, you're actually casting spells. And this is why it's called spelling. When you see a cat, how do you CAT? What did you just do? I spelled the word. You get them
right.
Steady. It's deep, man. Like it's weird because like even in the cadence of our speech, certain things that you read, it almost sounds like incantations, almost like you're chanting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
It's man, it's deep though. It's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Hey, bro, I hate to cut this short, but it ain't been short. But
I would say I was signing off anyway at 10.
Yeah, like I said, I'm an old man, so it's close to my bedtime.
Me and you both. Oh, you mean that means I can't get you in 2K now?
Nah, that ain't finna happen. I don't even play that for real. I'll be playing. I ain't buy the new one.
Which one you want?
I just kind of stopped playing Madden because of the Super Bowl. That's my pattern. It's like I'll play it all through the season.
Right
after the Super Bowl, I'm kind of like,
I was saying, because I'll be watching you, right? I'll be watching you. I'll see you online, and I'll be weeks and months. I'll be like, man, what's up with it? I'm like, man, I don't know.
That's just my mindset. The only reason I don't have 2K because I didn't buy it, because I'm like, I know it's the same old game over again.
Essentially, same as Madden.
Yeah, the same old thing. But one day I'm gonna break down it. Go ahead, buy it. But for real though, man, this been cool, and you
Love
know,
it,
next time around, I'm gonna definitely try to jump on and get in with y'all.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
Also, if you
let
have
me
any,
say this right quick. If
go ahead.
Jamie, if you're still listening, yeah, you need to try to get in on this, because I would say a woman perspective would definitely help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt, no doubt. Make sure you follow the page, you know what I'm saying, and like and follow the page. Also, if you have any topics that you might want to because I always got something to talk about, or I'll find something to talk about.
No, that's fine. I'm
you
just
see.
pretty much just jumping in, because you know I watch people's podcasts and I hear
Mhm.
all the nonsense, all the celebrity bull
Yes,
that you can take in one day.
yes,
And it's like, I'd rather just have a straight up conversation with somebody, you know?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I thank you for tuning in, man, and actually sitting on the panel with me, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Definitely, I love
Like
it.
I
I love
said,
it.
I definitely try to catch up, you know.
All right.
If I think a little something, I definitely throw it out there. But yeah, this has been cool, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. And I'm looking forward to catching you on the next one.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
All right, family.
All right.
Later. All right. So we're looking at 10:16, and it's definitely been a pleasure. Looking forward to the next one. It was kind of interesting. The masculinity kind of spilled into the poly aspect, which is definitely a topic for another time. But we'll get a little bit more in depth in that situation as well. I'm tired. Before I do sign off, I do want to give a special shout out to two people for their birthdays. One being my little brother Rel Thomas, aka Cheese. Happy birthday, bro. Today's your 40th. I'm proud of you, man. And it was a pleasure talking to you earlier today. You know what I'm saying? But it's all love. You know how it is. You know how we get down. The other one, I'd like to say happy birthday to my friend Beth Ann. She's also a follower of the channel, and she be tuning in as well. Thank you for your support as well. And happy birthday. That being said, it's been a pleasure. Sincere, signing off. 100.